Welcome to the Parent-Toddler Communication Q&A after party. I realized after our Q&A that the parents were still sending questions. Parents are still asking questions. And so I thought I would share some of the emails that were remaining and answer some of those questions for you guys tonight. Let's just dive in to the first one and talk about what some of the solutions might be for some of these questions, or at least my opinion, right? With that being said, my name is Marcy Meredith. I'm a speech and language pathologist for pediatric patients. My specialty is generally between the years of age 0 and 7. You can check us out at NPMC Therapy or NPM Creative Therapy. We call it NPMC for short. And I just wanted to go through some of these emails with you. Email number 1. Hi, Marcy. My son just turned 2 years old. He understands almost everything we say. If I tell him to go get his shoes or throw something away, he does it right away. The thing that worries me is that he only says about 10 to 15 words consistently. He mostly points, takes me by the hand, or grunts when he wants something. My mother-in-law keeps telling me that his dad didn't talk until he was 3 and that boys are just slower. But when I compare him to other kids at daycare, I feel like he's behind. Should I be worried? Well, concerned mom, let's talk about it. So some of the things your mother-in-law said could be true. It's possible. Apples don't fall far from trees. However, we usually don't let it go quite that long. So if you're feeling it in your gut, go with your gut. You're usually right. So if you need to kind of investigate, I would say that 10 to 15 words at 2 years old is on the right track, but we would love to give him a boost if he needs it. And the question really comes down to, are we having any kind of receptive learning slowdown, right? And you said he does seem to understand what's being said to him. That's good news. But we want to kind of look into it a little further. Is it that we're having a hard time motorically coordinating or planning what we want to say? Or are we not quite understanding everything that's going on and only attaching meaning to the words that mean something to him in that moment? You know what I mean? Like milk. Right? So I think that one of the questions I would ask you is, what are the other consistent words? Are they powerful words? Or are we talking about ABCs and 1, 2, 3s? The truth is, if I came up to you and said W, you'd be like, great, right? And that wouldn't get you very far as communication goes. So I would love to know more about what those 10 to 15 words are. When it comes to pulling by the hand, grunting, pointing, those are all nonverbal communication methods, but they're not as helpful when maybe you're out of context or you aren't quite sure what they want, and that can be really frustrating for you and baby. Definitely be something to be watching. Maybe within the next 6 months, that 2 to 2.5 range, you might consider going ahead and talking with doctor about it. Maybe get that eval done, see where we're sitting. And it'll also give the SLP an opportunity to look and see if there's anything motorically going on. Like I said, apples don't fall far from trees, but we don't want to ignore a problem if it's causing frustration. One thing you didn't say was that the child was frustrated when misunderstood. So that's a good thing in that he's not feeling particularly unseen. So that's good. But we definitely want to check on some of those skills. And I would say between 2 years and 2.5 is when those requirements for speech and communication go up astronomically. And we want to make sure we're checking in. Since he's 2, you might want to look into your local early intervention programming or a local clinic. And of course, we're around too if you're here in Georgia. So hope that's helpful. Let me know.